welcome back to my channel Endless Pages. I'm Liv and welcome to today's video, which is my July TBR. Hello, welcome to today's video where I'm going to be chatting with you guys about what I plan on reading in the month of July. I will be playing my very own TBR game, the Criminal Minds TBR game. I took a break from this TBR last month because I participated in the Amazing Readathon, so I thought, you know, planning a TBR was just not going to work well with that style of readathon. So I'm back. This is a TBR game based off the TV show Criminal Minds, which is my favourite TV show ever. And yeah, each month I let the Criminal Minds board decide what I'm going to read. If you'd like a detailed description of the rules and how the game works, what the prompts are, check out my January TBR, but let's get into the roles for this month. Welcome back to the Criminal Minds reading game. Let's start as always with our episode prompt. The last episode of Criminal Minds I watched was season 2 episode 1, No Way Out. So let's pick randomly from the jar until we find a prompt that matches the last episode I watched. Okay, let's do this one. What have we got? The episode has a team bonding scene. No, not this time around. It's this one. Ooh, it's really struggling to focus today. It's upside down. The episode features a team member going through something traumatic. No, not really. I mean, it's a heavy episode, but compared to other episodes, not so traumatic. What's this one? The episode has an unsub who is not caught. That is correct. This is part 1 of 2, and one of my favourite unsubs in the whole show. So yeah. This matches this prompt. As you saw, I said that the last episode I watched was season 2 episode 13, No Way Out. The episode prompt I pulled for that was, if the episode has an unsub who is not caught ever, or just not caught within that particular episode, I need to finish a book I've started this year and never continued on with, or never finished. So for that I am going with Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan. I think this has been on like almost every TBR this year, it feels like. I am desperately trying to catch up with the Percy Jackson universe, and I got pretty far. I got 80 pages in last month to this book and then just ran out of time because I wanted to finish the non-rereads before the end of the month, and I was again participating in the Amazing Readathon, which was finishing a book every 3 to 4 days, which was absolutely wild that I managed to keep up with that for the most part and successfully complete it. So this kind of, yeah, unfortunately just wasn't a priority. This is book 2 in the Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief series. We follow Percy Jackson, who is a half-blood, which means he has one human parent and one parent who is a god, and his father is Poseidon. Yeah, and he keeps getting caught up on all these wacky, crazy adventures. And this is, yeah, book 2 in the series, a reread, so I can finally continue on with the Heroes of Olympus series that I've only read book 1 in that series. So I wanted to reread everything before continuing on with Heroes of Olympus. So yeah, Percy Jackson Sea of Monsters is the first book. Just to mix it up a little bit, since I have played this game a couple of times now, I think instead of moving this way along the board, I'm going to move up and around this way. No particular reason, just to mix it up a little bit. So let's do our first roll of this round. Ooh, big roll to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've landed on JJ. Roll number 1, you saw I rolled a 6 and landed on JJ. Her prompt is called Media Liaison Officer. Read a book featuring a sibling dynamic. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Again, there is a big sibling dynamic in a lot of this book, so that was easy because I was really struggling to come up with something for sibling dynamic. I feel like out of all the prompts on my board, that's kind of the most specific prompt. So yeah, that's perfect. I'm trying to keep my TBR low this month because I feel like I'm in such a mood read that yeah, this has worked out well for me. Number 2, a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. we have landed on The Chili. Roll number 2, I rolled a 4 and landed on The Chili, which is a TBR vet. For that, I'm going with Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Forquette. I am going to be really honest and say outright, I don't think I'm going to like this book. This book was purchased back in a time when I just purchased books that were popular and was, yeah, a little sillier with my money in terms of book purchasing. So I think my issue with this book is that it's going to be way too cozy for me. I mean, there's been outliers. Like, I say I don't like cozy books, but there's been a few outliers. So I could be surprised. There's been a few that I've been genuinely surprised that I've liked. But overall, I'm not typically someone that reaches for a cozy read, which this just screams cozy read to me, especially with the cover and the title. I think it's just about a chick that's looking for fairies. Let's see. Emily Wilde is good at many things. She's the foremost expert on the study of fairies. She's a genius scholar and a meticulous researcher who's writing the world's first encyclopedia of fairy lore. But Emily Wilde is not good at people. She rides in this village and has no intention of befriending the gruff townsfolk, nor does she care to spend time with another new arrival, her dashing and insufferably handsome academic rival, Wendell. But as Emily gets closer to uncovering the secrets of the Hidden Ones, the most elusive of all fairies, she also finds herself on the trail of another mystery. Who is Wendell, and what does he really want? To find the answer, she'll have to unlock the greatest mystery of all, her own heart. So yeah, that line makes me think I'm gonna hate this, because I did just cringe internally at that line. Yeah. Grumpy romance, enchanting. The ideal book to, these are blurbs, the ideal book to curl up with on a chilly winter's evening. This book is a delight. It's screaming cozy and it's screaming I'm gonna hate it. But I'm not just gonna unhaul books off my shelf without giving them a fair go and without judging them based off cover and, you know, vibes. I'm gonna give it a genuine go. I'm not just gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna like this. Because again, I have been genuinely surprised by some books, and don't judge a book by its cover. So yeah, that's Emily Wilde. Roll number 3. 5. Big numbers today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have landed on Tara. Roll number 3, I rolled a 3 and landed on Tara. And Tara's prompt is queer rep. Read a LGBTQIA+ book. For that, I'm going with The First to Die at the End by Adam Silvera. This is a prequel to They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I read that book years ago, sobbed, loved it, 10 out of 10. It was beautiful. So I am going into this with quite high expectations because of, you know, how much I loved the first book, but I'm also going into it knowing it's probably just going to be as emotionally devastating as the first one. So I think, yeah, so They Both Die at the End is a kind of set in this world where there's this service that will tell you, like, within any point within the next 24 hours you're going to die. You don't know how or exactly when, but you are going to die at some point. So yeah, that's what the first book was about. This, I think, is the first night that service ever existed. Yeah, it's called Deathcast. Welcome to the first night of Deathcast. Orion Pagan has waited years for someone to tell him that he's going to die due to his serious health condition. But now he's signed up to Deathcast, he's ready to begin living. Getting an end-day call is the last thing on Valentino Prince's mind. He has a long and promising future ahead of him and is excited to spend the night at the Deathcast launch party. When Orion and Valentino cross paths, their bond is undeniable. But after their very first Deathcast call goes out, the boys' lives are changed forever. One of them receives a call and the other one doesn't. Wow. Yeah, I definitely think this is just going to be as traumatizing as the first book, so I might need to read this when I am feeling mentally able to cope with a devastating book that I imagine this is going to be. Now we are on roll number 4. 1, 2, 3. And we've landed on Prentice. If I'm not mistaken, this might be the first time we've landed on this square. That's exciting. Roll number 4, I rolled a 3 and landed on Prentice. Her prompt is called Lauren, and for Lauren you need to read a thriller. So for that, I'm going with The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. I got such mixed experience with Lisa Jewell. The family upstairs, and none of this is true. Incredible. Loved, absolutely flew through, like, some of my favourite thrillers I've ever read. And then Don't Let Him In, which I read this year. It's in a vlog that I still haven't uploaded. Sorry. I hate it. So I've had such, like, completely opposite experience with experiences with her books. So this one I'm very curious to see where that sits kind of in between those books. Do I love it? Do I hate it? Is it in between? Yeah, because I really thought Lisa Jewell after I read those 2 books. I was like, new favourite author for sure. But I had a completely opposite experience with the next Lisa Jewell book I read. So we'll see where this one sits on that scale, I suppose. This is about a teenage mum called Tallulah who heads out on a date, leaving her baby son at home with her mother Kim. At 4:30 a.m, Kim awakens to discover that Tallulah has not come home. Friends tell her that she was last seen heading to a pool party at a house in the woods nearby called Dark Place, and Tallulah never returns. A year later, walking in the woods behind the school where her boyfriend has just started teaching, Sophie sees a sign nailed to a fence, a sign that says, "Dig here." I really hope I enjoy it. Like, I want to find another Lisa Jewell book that I loved as much as her other 2. I want to get that experience of just obsessing over a thriller like that again. I can't say I've heard a lot of reviews, so yeah, I'm curious to see where this one falls on the Lisa Jewell scale, either love or hate. Right, roll number 5. 1, 2. We've landed on the Jet. Number 6, I just need to land more than a 1 to finish the game. 2. Lovely. And we're done. That was a really tame round. Roll number 5, I rolled a 2 and landed on the Jet, which the prompt is called Wheels Up in 30. Read a book 300 pages or under. I'm going with this short story collection called The Midnight Timetable by Bora Chung and translated by Anton Her. This, I think, is just a bunch of short ghost stories. The blurb said these are not mere ghost stories. They're warnings, lessons, or perhaps confessions. I think this is a perfect time of year to read a spooky book. It's winter here in Australia, it's raining, it's cold, it's dark outside, so I think perfect weather conditions for a bunch of spooky stories. Yeah, I hope I enjoy it. I'm not a huge short story collection person, so we'll see how I find it. And then roll number 6, you saw I completed the game. What a tame round of the TBR readathon. I don't know if it's because I decided to go round the other way of the board. I was rewarded for mixing it up. I don't know, but I think I have an interesting mix of books here. I'm glad it was a tame round. I think after a few chaos rounds of the Criminal Minds TBR game that I deserve just a tame, normal, calm round. So that's what I'll be reading in the month of July. I think a totally achievable TBR for once. Look at that. I could totally do that in 1 month. I can't believe I have an achievable goal this month. I'm very excited. Let me know in the comments below. Have you read any of the books on my TBR? Which ones should I start with? And let me know in the comments, what are you most excited to read off your TBR in July? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Give it a like if you did and subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content. And I will see you in whatever the hell I post next. Bye!